In this lesson, we're going to change the size of this title. Right now, the title size is about 30 pixels, and that's extremely large. And we need to cut that down to about 15 pixels. So we need to know exactly where in the template that we can go to change this. And one of the tools that I recommend that you get is called Firebug. You can go to getfirebug.com and just install it. And it works really great. It helps me to, do work so much faster, to analyze, codes and things like that. Even if you're not really a developer, it's great to use something like this because it gets you, familiar with how things work. So once you've downloaded and installed Firebug, you have a little icon. This bug shows up here. And what I'm going to do is once I click on it, it's going to activate it for me. Now, I don't want to go into too much details with the CSS and, the net, the DOM and all this stuff here. But when I move my mouse within the code, you notice that certain parts of the website is highlighted. What you want to do is you want to click on this this mouse pointer here. And when you click on this, wherever you point in something, if you notice, the source code at the bottom changes. So if I move my mouse, when I put it back there, it shows exactly where I have to go to change this. So I'm just going to click here. So once again, you click on this this mouse pointer here, and you select, for example, the first title. And this is going to let me know that in order for me to change the size of this, right now it's at 30 pixels. Now, if you want to test out to see what it looks like before you go to the CSS file to change anything, you can just test it on this, and it's going to show you in real time. So let me delete this 3. Once I delete that 3, you notice nothing shows up anymore. When I put 1 in front of it, that's a 10. So the font size for the titles now, let me scroll down here. You notice that it's a 10. So let me go ahead and change that to 20. You notice it's a little bit bigger. So let me just go ahead. I'm just going to make this to about 15. I think that's a decent size because you don't want something that's too big or something that's too small. So I've changed the size of this now. It's about 15 pixels, but it's not showing for everyone else. No one else can see this except me because I'm the one that's editing the template right now. So in order to know where I have to go, you see where it says template.css. Once you put your mouse over here, it's going to show you the path exactly of where you need to go in order to make this change and the line. So when I put my mouse here, it gives me the path for everything. So I just have to follow that path on the admin panel. Let's do that. So you go to extensions, you go to template manager, and you want to select the GK News 2. Now, once again, once you look at the path here, it's telling you that you have to go through those paths in order to get to the template.css file. So let me select the GK2 News default. Now this brings me, to the template, the settings and different things, but this is not the section that we want to get to. And sometimes people make the mistake by clicking and wondering why they can't see that item. This is just for the style, but if you want to edit the template, you have to click right underneath where it says template. Once you click on that, it's going to give you a different layout. All right, so once you've clicked on this now, once again, go back to the path. If you forgot what it is, just go back there. So we need to go under CSS. Once we've gotten to this point, we need to go to the CSS. You have to go to the template.css. So once again, once you go to the CSS, you go to the template. So once you come here, you notice that you have, just a bunch of codes here. And based on what Firebug is telling us, that in order for us to change the size of this title from 30 pixels to 15 pixels, we have to edit line 6 to 8. So 6 to 8, you have to go, look right here, all these have numbers on them. What we need to do is we need to find line 6 to 8. Now this is line 6 to 8 right here. And if we want to change the size of the H3 tags, whatever size would change here, all the H3 tags on the website is going to be whatever number we put here. And the same for all the H4 tags and all the H5 tags and so on and so forth. So for right now, what we want to do is we just want to change the size of the H3 tag. So from 30, we just want to change that to 15. Now let me come back here on the home on the front end. Right now everything is still like this. We can't really tell much, you know, the difference. So once I've made that change and I click save, I can be able to go to the front end. Let me refresh this page here. And we should notice that the size of it has changed from 30 pixels to 15. So this looks a lot more cleaner and a lot more professional. So I know it looks like you know, a lot of coding, but you don't have to, you know, do much there once you follow those basic instructions. So now this looks so much more cleaner and so much more smaller, but yet just visible enough. If you need to make that bigger, you just have to go back here to line 6 to 8 and just change that to a different size. If you want that to be 20 or whatever number that is, but I think 15 is a really good good number, 15 pixels. So that's how you change the size of the title for the H3 tags. So now it looks so much more cleaner.